We got a really great comment from Leo Ivars de Argentina a couple weeks back as we have been talking about Ubuntu Mate.
Yes.
Over the past couple of weeks.
Yes, we did have the debate with Sasha on how it's pronounced.
I think I'm almost getting it. Leo Ivars de Argentina, please let me know if I get it right. I'm probably going to say it 3 different times tonight, maybe more, but I'm doing my best to get it right. Apparently my accent isn't quite right. You can touch on that. But just before we read Leo's message here, last week we featured how to really improve the performance of an old computer by sticking a solid-state hard drive in there and Ubuntu Mate.
Yes.
Okay.
Incredible time trials.
And it just made a huge difference on that old laptop. Now, lo and behold, Sunday night, my wife says, "Oh, my netbook is just killing me. It's brutal. It's so bad." And I looked at it and I said, didn't Jeff and I just deal with this on Tuesday? So I actually took what we learned from that show and I went downstairs and I pulled out an old SSD. I have a Kingston SSD now that I bought years ago and never used because it didn't fit in any of my systems capacity-wise. I like big space. It was a smaller drive. It was one of the earliest SSDs that I ever bought. So, but I still have it, and it's a great drive. So I put that in the netbook last night, installed Ubuntu Mate, and it flies. She messaged me on Facebook today. She said, it's like a new computer. And then she said, thank you, with 2 exclamation points.
2?
Gentlemen, if you would like to impress your wife, I'm going home to a happy wife tonight. She is going to kiss me on the face. And that's all because I installed that SSD for her and Ubuntu Mate.
Well done.
Nicely done.
Well done.
That's how we play it, nerds. Jeff, could we take a look at... okay, well, Leo, do you want to take a stab at this? Says, your pronunciation...
Yeah, so Leo says, it sounds more like the Spanish word mate. Maybe I messed that up. But it should be ma, but not on the te.
So not te, but more like a te?
I guess.
Is that...
He says it's the past form of the Spanish verb matar, which is to kill. You should only change the accent, and the vowel pronunciation is excellent. It's not a complaint, just advice.
Thank you, sir. Now, Leo took it one step further and said, you've never tried mate?
Yeah!
And said, oh, well, I'll send you some. So a package arrived this week, and this came to us from Leo Ivars de Argentina, and it took a couple weeks to get here, Jeff.
Well,
when I got to the post office, the postal worker said to me, "It's leaking."
What?
And I said, "What? What is it?" And all over the counter are these green little flecks of dried leaves.
Okay.
And I said, oh, I wonder if that's mate. Sent to us from Leo Ivars de Argentina.
This is exciting. My wife is a tea guru.
Let me finish the story.
Okay, all right.
We are expecting tea. The post office is not.
Oh.
They opened the box, Leo.
Oh, no.
And in traditional style, you were so kind. Thank you so much for allowing us to partake of mate in the traditional form. And so I opened the box, and the postal worker is standing there, and we had this.
Uh-oh.
And we had these.
What?
Okay, in traditional Argentinian style. And we had you ready, folks?
Oh, no.
Okay. And it leaked in transit.
I'm surprised that wasn't flagged at the border.
Oh, it took a few weeks to get here, my friend. I think somebody along the route knew what this was, There is no instruction. There is no information. But in the bottom of this box are a whole bunch of flecks of this stuff.
That is amazing.
Mate is a traditional tea-like drink.
Okay.
And I don't know much about it. And I'm learning, and I find it really fun that a viewer sent us this whole kit.
Yes.
In order to, and I'll move that, sorry, in order to experience mate in its traditional form. Now, the gourds I have not cured yet, and I've done a lot of watching Google videos to try to figure out, okay, how do you even do this? So I have to cure the gourds.
Okay.
That I have not had the chance
What's
to do.
their ailment?
It took me a second. I don't know, but whatever it is, it's medicinal. So
that's crazy.
So if we do this, so I brought a couple of cups.
Okay.
Just so that we could experience mate.
All right.
Give you firsthand. I haven't tried it. All right. As
By
you
the way,
can tell.
my wife is extremely jealous.
Yeah?
I texted, when you told me this is going to happen, I texted her, I'm like, you're not going to believe it's happening.
It smells like cat grass.
It does a little bit, yeah. Because my wife is big into tea.
Does it work like cat grass? It's kind of smoky coming up. I think you put a fair bit in, and I wanted to bring white or clear glasses so you could see this.
What everybody sees.
I'm going to seal that up. Oh yeah, it's very powdery. It's almost like a smoke coming up, and that's why, Jeff. A couple of these videos on YouTube I saw, they then invert the cup. It's like, why on earth is that, like tradition or something? So you put your hand over the gourd or your cup, and you turn it over, and try not to get it all over the desk.
All right.
And just give it a little bit of a shake, and then carefully turn it back.
Okay.
And you'll see that your hand is covered with the very powdery stuff.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. And that's because you don't want it to get in your mouth. You don't want it, the very powdery stuff is going to get in your straw.
I look like
or
Iron
your straw.
Man. I'm like the tea Iron Man.
I don't even know what these are called. Maybe you can tell us. Tell us what these are called.
This is, wow.
So this is like a filter, I guess. So you drink it through, can I call it the tin straw? The bong. So you don't want to stir it. So get it on kind of one side a little bit. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that. Okay. Now that we've done that, just give it a little bit of a taper to the side. And then with it, not boiled water, but, well, it is boiled, but I let it sit for, I let it sit for about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm just going to kind of carefully and slowly pour that in. And I guess I'll get you to do the same. I don't know how thick this is. And I read that the temptation is to stir it, but you're not supposed to stir it.
Really?
We're experiencing mate for the first time tonight in the traditional Argentinian style. Now, you poured yours awfully fast, so it's kind of stirring itself, and you don't have it on its side.
It was on the side.
Okay, keep it on its side, because you don't want to get the...
It stays on the side.
You don't want to get the gunk in your mouth, right? So then I'm going to put the thing in here.
Okay.
I don't know if it has to steep like tea.
Well, usually tea steeps for several minutes.
Right. With mate, you keep going back for more. So when you drink what's in my cup right now, you pour in a little bit more water.
Oh, so it doesn't dilute it.
It does, and you'll eventually lose flavor, but you get up to 10 fills.
Serious?
Yeah.
It's the tea that keeps giving. All
Let's
right.
give it a try. It's mild. It tastes like Japanese tea to me. A little bit like Japanese tea.
Mm-hmm. The aroma that comes with it is quite nice.
Mm-hmm. If we were doing this out of gourds, people.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It would almost look like you're doing the coconut drink at a beach or something.
So I guess this bombilla, or bombilla, I believe is what it's called. I'm not sure of the pronunciation. Maybe you can help us with that as well.
Well, we can
get a couple of fills. I do like it, but yeah, you see how I've got the sediment building up on the bottom here?
Yeah.
So that's why you want to keep it on the side so that my bombilla or bombilla is in the liquid, not in the powder, because I don't want to drink that powder.
Right, makes sense. Now, I mean, as we're doing this, I'm watching the chat room, and they're having a good time with the fact that you have a baggy green powder. But they are commenting things like it's kind of like matcha and whatnot, which is just straight up ground green tea. But I can see that. But there's
Yeah, it definitely does have a bit of a green tea to it. Stronger though. And I understand that you started saying your wife is into tea.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that. She said that mate is a lot higher in caffeine.
Yeah,
A good pick me up, and it's a power food.
yes, yeah, she did. I mean, I don't know, for the last 2-3 years, she's been selling some high end tea. She's been drinking it for as long as I can remember. But yeah, she's like, "Oh man, Rob got sent some tea." And I'm like, "What do you mean, Robbie got sent some tea?" And here you are chatting with her about it. I'd never even heard of this type of tea, so I'm excited.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it was good, and I like to have a little bit of sugar with my tea, no matter what type of tea, whether it be herbal or whatever. But there's no need for sugar with this. It's not sweet, but it's a different type of flavor where you don't have to sweeten it.
Unlike black tea, it doesn't have that bitterness.
Yes.
And I think that's partially why you don't pour boiling water over it.
Makes sense, yeah.
And now it makes me want to try maybe hot water instead of boiling water on my black tea. See if it helps with the bitterness.
Probably would.
It's an interesting thing.
We don't do ours at 100. We do it at 95 degrees.
You actually measure the temperature.
We've got a kettle that's got the temperature gauge on it.
Neat.
Yeah.
That's
very
cool. I am not that sophisticated. I'm drinking mate with a bombilla in a glass cup. Because you never know what you're going to find here.
I wonder if the gourd gives it a different flavor.
I wonder if. But it certainly does look authentic. So, you put your...
That's cool. So what do you have to do to cure it?
Boil it, I guess. Pour some hot water in it, let it sit, clean it out, scrape out the inside. It's pretty well scraped out, but it does have some sediment and it looks like it's been in storage for a while kind of thing. So want to give it a good cleaning.
Is that kind of the same
Soft
idea
soap.
as like some of the older Japanese clay pots and whatnot for their tea that they have to keep?
He's asking me, folks. Ask them. Comment below. Please comment below. Jeff wants to know a little bit more about mate. Have we done it right? What have I done wrong? What have I said wrong? And how do I pronounce bombilla? Bombilla? It's spelled bombilla.
I feel like Leo's going to be severely upset with us because somehow we've ruined this.
Leo, I've got the powder flecks everywhere.
Yeah, but this is super exciting.
It's good. Check out the operating system, which is named after this. Ubuntu Mate. It's spelled M-A-T-E, like mate. Go to Ubuntu, ubuntu.com, or no, sorry, ubuntu-mate.org. That's the address.
You don't need to tip your...
And try mate. Yeah, you don't have to.